Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before I start, I just want to mention that for this video, I will be speaking in English. I've been getting a lot of comments on my videos that they want to have English subs. So I've decided to just speak in English to make it easier for everybody to understand. And in fact, some are actually bashing me that I am not speaking in English with giving tutorials. So here we go. Today, we're gonna talk about a very subjective topic, game items. But I won't tackle all the items in this video. I will only discuss the physical attack items and I'll discuss the rest in my future videos. I also won't tackle the item stats deeply since most of it are pretty self-explanatory unless needed. We will focus more on the unique passives that these items give. Let me start with Halberd. Halberd is a very good counter against heroes with lifesteal, regen, and shield. Hence, it is very useful when you are fighting heroes such as Esmeralda, Tamus, Uranus, Harit, etc. This will help your team to easily burst such heroes down as this item's unique passive suggests all lifesteal, regen, and shield will be reduced to 50% for 3 seconds.
Each shot is a precise.
So you have to make sure that one member of your team has this item when you're facing such opponents. But keep in mind that this only works with your basic attacks. And because of this, I believe that Necklace of Durance is more effective in team fights as naturally, skills hit more opponents than basic attacks. Also, I don't recommend rushing this item. You can get the same unique passive for only 1,200 gold by purchasing Deadly Blade. So for situations where you really need the items as soon as possible, just build the Deadly Blade first in the early game. After that, buy your priority items, then upgrade the Deadly Blade to Halberd. Later on mid to late game or as your 3rd to 5th item. Lastly, this item is one of those items that is beneficial to the whole team. With that being said, it is very important to discuss and plan who will purchase it during the game. Because you don't need all 4 members of your team to be buying 4 Halberds. That is not advisable. So when there is no Necklace of Durance wielder in your team, then you can get by with 1 to 2 members having Deadly Blade or Halberd. Bottom line is, it is really important to communicate who will purchase this item in your team. Ghost Gold Mature is an excellent choice when you are facing heroes with high burst potentials, especially mages. In fact, one of its item stat is focused on surviving against mages, which is the plus 30 magic defense. Technically, Rose Gold Mature can still be used against physical damage dealers.
I am perfectly symmetrical.
But I believe that if you are having a hard time mainly against physical damage, then Wind of Nature is a better choice. Don't worry, we will discuss Wind of Nature later in our video. While this is an attack item, you can also consider this as a defensive item. And when you are playing a core hero, my personal advice is do not buy more than 2 defensive items as your damage might not be enough if you purchase 3 or more defensive items. As a core hero, you are expected to yield a lot of damage. Prioritizing survivability by buying 3 or more defensive items will defeat your purpose. Bloodless Axe. Bloodless Axe is best used when you are using a physical skill type of hero. Skill type heroes heavily rely on skills to dish out damage. For example, Lapu-Lapu. He has 2 skill sets which allows him to have access to 6 skills that can be utilized by buying Bloodless Axe. This item is great in sustaining lanes due to its spellbomb.
Forests and mountains will be our best reinforcements!
The additional cooldown reduction is useful as well in order for you to spam your skills. Hunter Strike. Hunter Strike is good for chasing opponents, but it's best utilized by heroes who can hit the same target quickly 5 times in a row. Take note that in order to trigger its unique passive, you should hit the same creep or hero 5 times in a row, using skills, basic attacks, or a combination of both.
I will compose the greatest sonata. Don't even try escaping my sight.
For example, you can trigger it by 5 basic attacks or 3 basic attacks plus 2 skills. The most important thing to remember is that you should dish out damage to the same target, creep or hero, 5 times in a row in order for you to gain that plus 30% movement speed for 3 seconds. This is also often used when you are aiming to hit the 40% CD reduction cap due to its plus 10% CD reduction stat. Blade of Despair. Blade of Despair is technically the most expensive item in MLBB, priced at 3010 gold, which is 10 gold higher than Blood Wings. This item is very good when your steam is snowballing, since you can easily maximize the gold that you are earning due to the huge stats boost that it gives. Plus 160 physical attack and plus 5% movement speed plus its unique passive. Its unique passive is also deeply utilized during matches to your advantage because when you are ahead in terms of item and gold against the enemy team, you can easily burst most of the opponents due to the huge gap in stats and level. You can easily trigger your unique passive when you have your BOD by then.
Now I know better. I'm stronger.
You have slain an enemy!
Keep it up until you're as brilliant as me.
Killing spree!
Also, when you are building BOD, make sure you prioritize buying 1 Legion sword first to maximize cost efficiency. 4 daggers cost 1000 gold for plus 60 attack, while 1 Legion sword costs 910 gold for plus 60 attack. So basically, you will be able to maximize your gold as soon as possible if you will buy 2 daggers first, then make it to 1 Legion sword. Technically, it's just a small amount, but if you want to maximize your gold before completing your BOD, then this is how you should complete it. Blade of the Heptasis. Blade of the Heptasis is good for killing priority targets as it builds up your burst potential due to the additional plus 15 physical penetration and its unique passive. This is normally built by assassins and fighters and is best bought during the early game. Here we show you its damage during early and late game.
Happiness is found from within, not in others. It's a weak spot.
Legendary!
Righteous. Nothing scares me, not even death.
The huge spike in damage in the early game was mainly because of the 240 physical attack in its damage formula. This 240 physical attack is huge in early game, and during early game, heroes have low physical attack since they only have few items, so the plus 60% physical attack won't add much damage, while the base 240 physical attack is the main source of damage for ambush. Scarlet Phantom. Scarlet Phantom is best used by marksmen who mainly rely on their basic attacks for their primary source of damage. I don't actually recommend this item. In fact, in MPL, this is also one of the least built attack items. I prefer items such as Windtalker or Berserker Fury over Scarlet Phantom if you want to focus on your crit. One of the reasons why I don't prefer this item is because in order for you to maximize the unique passive of Scarlet Phantom, you have to be free hitting your opponents. But in the professional scene, it is hard for marksmen to free hit with basic attacks. Because most of the time, marksmen will be just kiting during clashes, as they will always be the priority targets of the opposing team. As for those who are not that familiar with what the term kiting means in gaming, kiting means hitting your opponent and running away as they chase you. And when kiting, you will be able to fully maximize the unique passive that this item gives. Windtalker. Windtalker is exceptional when you want to speed up your farming. Basically, this is because of the two unique passives that it gives. Number one is Typhoon. Allows you to quickly clear creep waves, especially because of the 200% increased damage to minions, while Activate gives you a 5% boost in movement speed for a very short period of time, which is for approximately 1 second only. This is not displayed in the description of unique passive Activate, but this is what I got while I was testing the item myself.
Legendary! Double kill! Our turret has been triple kill!
Also, in order for you to reduce the cooldown of Typhoon to 3 seconds, you have to increase your crit chance to at least 50%. While if you want to attain the maximum magic damage that Typhoon can deal, which is 362 magic damage, then you have to also raise your attack speed to 3, which is also the maximum attack speed of a hero. If ever some of you get confused how to attain the attack speed to 3, basically you just have to convert the attack percentage of your items to decimals, because in game, when you buy items in the shop, the attack speed is presented as percentage. So you just have to convert it to decimals, wherein 1% equals to 0.01. Keep in mind that heroes also have base attack speed that scales within their level. Normally, their base attack speed ranges from somewhere around 1.30 to 1.45 when they are level 15. So make sure to take note of that. Endless Battle. I would say this is one of the best items in Mobile Legends. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive compared to other items, but its stats and unique passives are outstanding. Normally, a tier 3 items gives you 1 to 3 primary stats, but Endless Battle gives you a whooping 6 stats boost. It adds a decent plus 65 physical attack, plus 5 mana regen, which is helpful in the early game, plus 250 HP for a survivability boost, plus 10% CD reduction allows you to spam more skills, plus 5% movement speed for quickly roaming the map, and plus 10% physical lifesteal, which helps you in sustaining your HP while farming the jungle or lanes. This is one of the most built items by physical attack damage dealers. Divine Justice has a very low cooldown of 1.5 seconds, hence it is very helpful in farming. Chase Fate gives you a 10% boost in movement speed for a very short period of time, which is for approximately 1 second only, just like Activate, which is one of the Windtalker's unique passive.
Not rest until I restore my father's glory.
Berserker Fury. Berserker's Fury is the only item that boosts critical damage. This is one of the best items in maximizing your crit, especially if you have a high crit percentage. Its unique passive is very inferior compared to the Blade of Despair's unique passive, because the main selling point of this item is the plus 40% critical damage.
I shall not rest my father's glory.
Legendary! Double kill!
Hasclaws. Hasclaws is an item that is focused on physical lifesteal, which is good for sustaining your HP while farming the jungle or lanes. But always remember that physical lifesteal is different from spellvamp. So this item should only be used by heroes that heavily rely on their basic attacks for their damage output in order to utilize the physical lifesteal that it gives. Ruby is a special case, of course, due to her passive, and this item is actually her core item.
I don't want to lose to that snot nose.
You have slain an enemy!
This is also one of the least built items in the professional scene. This is mainly because most of the meta fighters rely on these skills for their damage output, while again, it's hard for marksmen to free hit with basic attacks in the pro scene. Because of the same reason, just like what I have explained for the Scarlet Phantom. Malefic Roar. Malefic Roar is great in countering tanky heroes due to the plus 40% physical penetration that it gives. In fact, this item gives the highest physical penetration by percentage. This is also used when you want to take down towers really fast. And this is a must when you want to do a risky 5-man backdoor to the opponent's throne. Wind of Nature. Wind of Nature is the best item in countering physical damage dealers, especially those who can burst you. Some examples are Chu, Hayabusa, and Claude. Wind Chant allows you to dodge burst physical damage these heroes produce. And this item is actually best used by marksmen as the duration of Wind Chant becomes only 1 second when it is used by a non-marksman. Also, if you're planning to get this item, I suggest that you build it in the late game. Ideally, your second to the last item or last item. The reason is because during early to mid game, heroes won't be at their max burst physical damage. So building an early Wind of Nature will not be efficient at this stage. I also want to emphasize how critical timing is when it comes to activating the Wind Chant in order to get the most out of this item. For example, when you have Claude as your opponent, make sure to activate your Wind Chant when he hits you with his Blazing Duet. Always remember that Wind Chant only lasts 2 seconds for marksmen and a cooldown of 70 seconds, so use it wisely. Golden Staff. Golden Staff is best used by heroes that have basic attack effects. To those who are not aware what is a basic attack effect, it is an additional effect to your basic attack. I will show Kari's passive as an example for us to further understand it.
Strength!
So basically, Kari's passive or Light Will Mark is her basic attack effect. And the true damage will occur when she marks her target with Light Will Mark 5 times. With the help of Golden Staff's unique passive, Endless Strike, you can easily trigger the Light Will's true damage as you only need 3 basic attacks to trigger it. Because your third hit will inflict 3 marks as long as you have 2 stocks of Endless Strike for your third hit. Here, I will show you a video comparison of having no Golden Staff versus using Golden Staff.
Strength! One strike, one skill.
This is why Golden Staff is a must-have for carry. But keep in mind that you won't be able to inflict critical damage anymore when you buy a Golden Staff. All critical chance percentage will be converted to attack speed, so build your items accordingly. Another thing about Golden Staff is that this is an amplifier to Demon Hunter Sword's unique passive. Here, I will show you a video to demonstrate it. First, let us check how much is our damage with 1 Demon Hunter Sword and 5 Blade of Despair.
Precision and strength.
Now, let's hit this bot 3 times. As you can see, the total damage is 22,679. Now, let us check our damage with 1 Demon Hunter Sword and 1 Golden Staff. Let's hit the bot again 3 times. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, the total damage is very high. It is now 38,351. As you can see, it's really a good combo with DHS, as when you have 2 stacks of Endless Strike, it triples the effect of the unique passive of DHS. But also keep in mind that the huge gap in damage of DHS plus Golden Staff combo is because of the high HP of the bot that we hit. And we all know that DHS passive damage is based on the target's HP. With that being said, DHS plus Golden Staff is exceptional when the opponent's team has a lot of tanky heroes. Corrosion Side. Corrosion Side provides good unique passive for heroes who mainly rely with their basic attacks. It slows the enemy that you are hitting and raises your attack speed at the same time. However, this is also one of the least built attack items. There are some heroes that benefit a lot from this item though. Some of these heroes are Masha and Wanwan. It is actually their core item, and this item is actually also good for Claude, but it's best built after getting the DHS and Golden Staff combo. Also, keep in mind that unique passive Impulse can easily reach to 5 stacks when you have a Golden Staff. Demon Hunter Sword. Demon Hunter Sword is superb against tank heroes because its unique passive Devour is based on the target's current max HP. So the higher your target's HP is, then the higher damage you can inflict with Devour.
Feel this. Yeah.
But do take note that Devour can only inflict up to maximum of 60 damage on creeps and minions regardless of how high their HP is. I also want to mention that DHS stats are actually not that good compared to other tier 3 items. Its main selling point is unique passive that it gives. And DHS is a must-have for Claude. It should always be his first tier 3 item as his damage gets a huge spike upon getting it. And don't forget that DHS is really good with Golden Staff, as when you have 2 stacks of Endless Strike, it triples the effect of the unique passive of the DHS. And you can easily reach the max 15% physical life steal that it provides in Devour. Just keep in mind that you won't be able to inflict critical damage anymore when you buy a Golden Staff, okay? And that's it for today. I hope this video helps you in choosing the correct items for your heroes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you want a part 2, make sure to comment it down below. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. Thank you everyone!